On the outskirts of Gundenter, where the vestiges of civilization meet the untamed edge of the Sorrowshade forest, Callus and Toll find themselves amidst the remains of stone arches and moss-covered walls. Nearby, the dense forest looms, its shadowy boughs whispering of ancient secrets and unseen watchers. The air feels thick with tension, the grove's silent vigilance pressing against the edges of their awareness. Among the rubble, they stand at a makeshift table strewn with parchment and maps. Krethusa the Croneseer, flanked by two fierce Khainite, examines an ancient parchment unfurled before her. The flickering glow of nearby torches illuminates her calculating expression. Though they stand together for now, it is clear that this uneasy alliance is one of convenience, bound only by ambition and the promise of power. The scripts are to decipher, but there's no mistaking the reference. Lura found the stone right here in this cursed wood. That's where her vision started. Why the Azrai thought she was some kind of living oracle. And this marks it. The Waystone. She must have hidden the crystal under it after she vanished. She put it back where she found it. Clever girl, really.
Clever, maybe, but why? If the crystal was the source of her visions, why leave it behind? Makes no sense to me.
She didn't just see the future, she lived in it. Maybe she foresaw something worse coming for her people. Hid the crystal to keep it safe when they couldn't be.
Typical Luminous self-delusion. Always so blinded by their own brilliance, imagining themselves as saviors even as their people crumble. Lura's actions were no different. Childish arrogance dressed as prophecy. A stone of such power doesn't belong buried under dirt and roots.
So it should belong to you then. Forgive me if I don't see the difference.
There's no need for subtlety, Callus. Unlike the Lumineth, I do not cloak ambition in the guise of duty. The crystal's power is wasted in the hands of fools grasping at distant futures they cannot control.
And yet the Lumineth are searching too, aren't they? They're scouring Gundenter while you dragged us out here. What makes you think they'll fail?
Because they always do. Let the Luminous toil in their ruins, sifting through the past like lost children. The crystal belongs here, in Sorrowshade Forest, and I soon will have it. The Lumineth's lofty ideals have no place in this world of blood and shadow.
They're not your only concern. The Sylvaneth don't care about the Lumineth, or you. They'll rip apart anyone who trespasses.
And from the look of it, they've noticed us already.
And let them come. That precious forest will burn before I am denied. The crystal is ours to claim, and no feeble ranch rage or glowing-eyed sentinels will keep me from it.
Tales of the Aetherquartz stone have captured hearts and ambitions, a shard of unimaginable power, believed lost when the Azrai vanished. The Sylvaneth, children of Alariel and eternal guardians of the wild places, sense the disturbance like a thorn in their soul. They remember Lura's footsteps beneath their boughs, how she walked in harmony with the rhythms of the woodland, and returned what should have never been found. Belthanos, the first thorn, commands them now, A stalwart spirit attuned to the song of the glades, he has vowed that no one, neither cruel Aelves nor the ambitious mortals who trespass here, will despoil this sacred ground. The crystal, hidden beneath an ancient waystone, has tied itself to the pulse of the forest. To disturb it is to awaken its protectors and its wrath. The daughters of Khaine will leave Sorrowshade Forest with nothing but regret.
Gladiatrix, Field Sergeant. Witch Elves Anti-Infantry, Kernoth Anti-Infantry. Belthanos Nature Etheric. Warsong Revenant, Activate Place of Power. Krethusa, Burnt Offerings on the Witch Elves, Prophecy of Silence. Slaughter Queen uses the Khainite Pendant on herself, 2 ritual points. Krethusa prays for Sacrament of Blood, or ritual points. Slaughter Queen summons the Heart of Fury. Warlocks fail to cast Bladewind. Medusa casts Bloodwrack Viper, but it is unbound. Warsong Revenant, Magical Intervention casts Tree Song. Callus and Tolan Companions Deep Strike. Gossamed Archers redeploy. Daughters of Khaine score 9 victory points. Warsong Ravenant, activate Place of Power. Warsong Ravenant fails to banish the Heart of Fury. Warsong Ravenant casts Wrathful Spirits. Branch Witch casts Gladeworm, but it is unbound. Krethusa, burnt offerings on the witch Aelves, prophecy of Darkwings. Warlocks, magical intervention failed to cast Bloodwrack Viper. Kurnoth at the double. Warlocks redeploy. Gossamed Archers deal 4 damage to the Bloodstalkers. Gossamed Archers deal 2 damage to the Shadowstalkers. Gossamed Archers Zephyr Spites. Gossamed Archers deal 1 damage to Toll's companions. Gossamed Archers Zephyr Spites. Witch Elves countercharge. Kurnoth, trample underfoot, deal 5 damage to Toll's companions. Belthanos fails rhythm of the chase. Belthanos deals 6 damage to the Witch Elves. Kurnoth, all-out defense. Callis and Toll deal 1 damage to the Kurnoth. Gossamid archers deal 1 damage to the Witch Elves. Toll's companions deal no damage to the Gossamid archers. Kurnoth slay Callis and Toll. Warlocks deal 2 damage to Belthanos. Shadowstalkers deal 3 damage to the Gossamid archers. Witch Elves deal 2 damage to Belthanos and slay the Gossamid archers. Belthanos, Endless Growth heals 3 damage. Sylvaneth score 3 victory points. Krethusa prays for murder of crows, dealing 2 damage to Belthanos. Slaughter Queen prays for sacrament of blood on the witch elves. Medusa casts Doomfire, dealing 3 damage to Belthanos. Warlocks cast Mindrazor on the witch elves. Krethusa burnt offerings on the Gladiatrix, prophecy of dark wings. Bloodstalkers rally 1 model. Warlocks retreat, taking 2 damage. Branch Witch, redeploy. Belthanos, all-out defense. Bloodstalkers deal 5 damage to the Gossamed archers and 4 to Belthanos. Shadowstalkers deal 1 damage to the Kurnoth. Kurnoth, countercharge. Witch Aelves, all-out slaughter. Wildwood fails vengeful forest spirits. Branchwick fails Fury of the Forest on the Warsong Revenant. Belthanos, Rhythm of the Chase. Witch Aelves, all-out attack. Belthanos, all-out defense. Witch Aelves deal 3 damage to Belthanos. Warsong Revenant deals 4 damage to the Witch Aelves. Warlocks deal 1 damage to the Tree Revenants. Kurnoth Slay Toll's companions. Witch Elves slay the Warsong Revenant and deal 3 damage to the Gossamed Archers and 1 damage to the Branchwitch. Warsong Revenant fails Seed of Rebirth. Branchwitch deals 1 damage to the Witch Aelves. Tree Revenants deal 4 damage to the Warlocks. Gossamed Archer deals 1 damage to the Witch Aelves. Witch Elves deal 1 damage to the Gossamed Archer, 3 damage to the Branchwitch, and 2 damage to the Tree Revenants. Belthanos deals 2 damage to the Witch Elves. Tree Revenants deal 6 damage to the Witch Elves. Gossamed Archer strikes and fades. Gossamed Archer and Branchwitch heal 1 damage. Daughters of Khaine score 7 victory points. Branchwitch banishes the Heart of Fury. Krethusa, burnt offerings on the Shadowstalkers, prophecy of Dark Wings. Shadowstalkers redeploy. Branchwick deals 4 damage to the Witch Aelves. Krethusa, trample underfoot, slay the Witch Aelves. Belthanos, Rhythm of the Chase deals 3 damage to the Witch Aelves. Gladiatrix, Paragon of Slaughter on the Shadowstalkers. Slaughter Queen fails Orgy of Slaughter. Wildwood, Vengeful Forest Spirits deals 2 damage to the Warlocks. Belthanos finishes off the Witch Aelves. Gladiatrix deals 2 damage to the Kurnoth. Krethusa, deal 3 damage to the Gladiatrix and finish off the Shadowstalkers. Warlocks deal 4 damage to the Tree Ravenants. Tree Ravenants deal 2 damage to the Warlocks. Krethusa deals 2 damage to the Kurnoth. Bloodstalkers deal 2 damage to the Kurnoth. Belthanos heals 1 damage. Sylvaneth score 9 victory points. Krethusa, burnt offerings on the Bloodstalkers, prophecy of silence. Krethusa prays for a murder of crows and deals 1 damage to Belthanos. Slaughter Queen prays for summoning the Heart of Fury, 4 ritual points. Warlocks cast Doomfire, but it is unbound. Belthanos rally healing 3 damage. Bloodstalkers retreat and take 2 damage. Belthanos redeploy. Slaughter Queen deals 1 damage to the Kurnoth. Belthanos, Rhythm of the Chase deals 2 damage to the Medusa. Belthanos, all-out defense. Medusa deals no damage to Belthanos. Kurnoth finish off the Gladiatrix. Warlocks finish off the Tree Ravenants. Belthanos finishes off the Medusa. Daughters of Khaine score 1 victory point. Belthanos heals 3 damage. Aftermath. The Aelves chose to cover some ground and try to call out the Sylvaneth forward. The plan was to try to bait and then countercharge, making use of the slaughter troop rule. In hindsight, perhaps committing Callus and Toll that early was a mistake. Both Belthanos and a big unit of Kurnoth took the bait and smashed into the enemy lines. While on the left flank the Kurnothi smashed, on the right flank things did not go so well for the Sylvaneth general. Belthanos got pinned down by frenzied countercharging witch Aelves and failed the battle tactic. The plan was then to slay Belthanos, depriving the Kurnothi of their speed and winning over the right flank, also using the other unit of witches to serve as a guided missile into the heart of the Sylvaneth heroes, although we wonder if going for the Kurnoth wasn't a better option. While the witches did dispatch the Ravenant and helped reduce the Sylvaneth backline, the other unit failed to kill Belthanos by 1 wound. The former can be labelled as a tactical mistake. The witches quickly died afterwards. The latter was not foreseen. A more conservative approach could have been attempted. Sylvaneth would start the second turn armed with 3 big hammers and run and charge. They pinned down key units and dispatched others in a very well-played counterplay. A final attempt was made to remove the last wound from Belthanos' body, but alas, dice. Well-deserved victory for the Sylvaneth.